Welcome to Mahabharata, Echoes of Eternity. In this episode, we delve into one of the most powerful moments of the epic, Draupadi's fury. Draupadi, the queen of the Pandavas, is a woman of immense strength, intelligence, and beauty. Her role in the Mahabharata is not merely that of a wife, but of a leader, a strategist, and a symbol of justice. Her story is one of courage, suffering, and a relentless pursuit of justice, an embodiment of the righteous anger that arises when a woman is wronged in the deepest way. Today, we recount the event that ignites Draupadi's fury and sets in motion a series of events that will change the course of the war, the infamous insult at the court of Hastinapur. The Kauravas, driven by their animosity toward the Pandavas, have invited Yudhishthira to a game of dice, a game that will alter the fate of both families. Unbeknownst to Yudhishthira, this is no ordinary dice game. The stakes are set too high, and the game is rigged from the start. The Kauravas, under the guidance of their cunning uncle Shakuni, want nothing less than the complete ruin of the Pandavas. Yudhishthira, feeling bound by his duty and honor to participate in this challenge, reluctantly agrees. The game begins with a sense of unease hanging in the air. At first, Yudhishthira's moves are successful, but soon the tide turns. One by one, he begins to lose his wealth, his kingdom, and finally, his brothers. In a tragic culmination, he stakes Draupadi, his wife, in the game. This was a decision that would haunt Yudhishthira for the rest of his life. It was one thing to lose his kingdom and his brothers, but to gamble away Draupadi, the woman of great honor and courage, was a decision that carried unimaginable consequences. The Kauravas, upon winning Draupadi in this deceitful game, bring her to the court, humiliating her in front of the entire assembly. The court is filled with both onlookers and powerful men, kings, princes, and warriors who should have protected her. Draupadi, clad in her royal attire, stands in the court with her dignity intact, but her eyes are filled with a deep sense of betrayal. What follows is one of the most infamous moments in the Mahabharata. The eldest Kaurava, Duryodhana, commands that Draupadi be disrobed, as if she were a mere piece of property, to be shamed in the eyes of the world. As Draupadi is dragged toward the court, her sense of helplessness turns into a burning resolve. She cries out for justice, for someone to intervene, for anyone to stop the atrocity. But in that moment, it seems as though no one in the court will stand for her. It is then that Draupadi prays to the highest of powers, to the gods themselves. Her voice rises in desperation as she calls upon Lord Krishna, her protector and friend. With her eyes closed in prayer, she asks for justice. And in response to her cry, something miraculous happens. The Kauravas attempt to disrobe Draupadi, but no matter how much they pull at her clothing, her sari seems to stretch endlessly, never revealing her body. The more they try, the more the divine protection holds her attire intact. The humiliation they intended for her turns into their own undoing. It is a divine miracle, a sign that Draupadi's honor is being defended by a higher power. In the court, no one dares to speak up, but the sight of the endless sari being pulled and yet never yielding to the Kauravas' cruelty leaves a deep mark on the minds of all present. This moment signifies that Draupadi's dignity cannot be tarnished, and those who try will ultimately face the consequences. But Draupadi's fury does not end with the divine intervention. Though the humiliation in the court is momentarily halted, the damage done to her spirit runs deep. Draupadi vows that she will not rest until those who dishonored her are brought to justice. It is in this moment of intense suffering that Draupadi's true strength shines through. She vows vengeance on the Kauravas and swears that she will not let their misdeeds go unpunished. Her resolve for justice is unyielding, and she is determined to see the wrongs righted, no matter the cost. But Draupadi's call for justice does not end with mere words. Her spirit grows stronger with each passing day of humiliation. Her fury burns bright, not just in the immediate aftermath of the incident, but as the years pass, becoming the driving force that pushes the Pandavas to seek their rightful claim and eventually fight in the Kurukshetra war. Draupadi, though a woman of compassion, understands the need for revenge when justice is denied. Her anger is not born out of hatred, but out of the righteous fury of someone wronged. She has been humiliated in the court, but she is not defeated. Her strength grows not from power, but from the unwavering belief that justice must prevail. Draupadi's resolve for vengeance becomes a critical element in the rise of the conflict that will lead to the Kurukshetra war. The moment of her public humiliation marks the point of no return for the Kauravas and Pandavas. Draupadi's fury and her demand for justice spark the fire that will consume them all. As the Pandavas embark on their journey of exile, it is Draupadi's pain and desire for justice that fuel their determination to return to Hastinapur and reclaim what is rightfully theirs. She is not just a passive figure in the epic. Her will, her pain, and her demand for vengeance shape the course of the war. The Kauravas, too, will pay the price for their cruelty. Draupadi's journey of fury and resolve is not just about revenge, it is about restoring balance and honor. It is about ensuring that the forces of evil, greed, and dishonor do not go unpunished. She is a woman scorned, but also a woman who has found her true strength in the face of unimaginable suffering. As the Mahabharata unfolds, Draupadi's fury remains one of its most powerful driving forces. Her dignity and resolve for justice will inspire generations to come, reminding us all that no one can escape the consequences of their actions. Her call for vengeance is not just for herself, but for the principles of honor, truth, and justice that she embodies. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Mahabharata. In our next episode, we'll witness the beginnings of the Kurukshetra war, a war fueled by pride, revenge, and the desire for justice.